Hi, and welcome back to the channel. In today's world, our attention is the currency that everyone strives for. Whether it's Meta, Google, or even your favorite content creator, everyone is getting richer off of your attention. Hours spent mindlessly doom scrolling through social media, or even laying on the couch and listening to a motivational podcast, pretending to be productive. I get it, it's so much easier just to shut off our brain and consume mindless content. I'm guilty of the same. I prefer to spend my time online playing video games or even watching YouTube videos. And that's why I've decided to take back my attention and regain my focus with this. For the past month, I've been replacing some of my free time with building Lego sets. And what I've learned is that these little colorful bricks aren't just for play. They can seriously level up your productivity and focus. So here are the 4 things I've learned spending more time with Legos. We have all heard that being constantly bombarded by messages, tweets, new notifications has led all of us to lose the ability to just sit down and do what Cal Newport calls deep work. The advice all over the internet has been to turn off our phones and keep them far away from our desks. Well, I did that. Now what? I tried using the Pomodoro technique to realize that only 15 minutes had passed since I started the timer. I had lost my ability to sit down and focus. I needed to change that. So I just shut off my phone, turned off the TV, and just got to building. Since there were no distractions, what I noticed was that I was actually fully present in that moment. No matter how long each Lego session was, it was like a rep for my mind to regain focus. These intense concentration sessions actually translated into other areas of my life, helping me stay more engaged and attentive when I was dealing with my day-to-day tasks. I was able to get my Pomodoro timer to 40 minutes. So something that I haven't mentioned before was that this was my first time building with Legos. I never had a set growing up, so as stupid as it sounds, I actually didn't even know how the pieces fit together. So I messed up a lot, and that's fine. I realized that the beauty of Lego is that it's a compressed version of learning something new in the real world. When I started, I was really slow. Took me about 2 hours to finish bag number 1. It's a new skill that I'm learning. So although I started really slowly, by bag number 3, I was starting to understand the nuances of how the bricks fit together. The more time I spent building, the more I noticed that my competence on the subject was actually increasing. I could see that it was actually taking me less time to understand the instructions for the next step. Now let's translate that into the real world. You started a new job, and you don't know how to do it. Great, you've just established that your competence on the subject matter is quite low. That's okay, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get going. I know it's easier said than done. I'm new to the whole YouTube content creating thing. I'm not really comfortable in front of the camera. For me, this is a new beginning. I actually have been putting off writing the script and even shooting this video because I was letting my low competence on the subject hold me back. Following our previous point of slow progress comes point number 3. Progress is better than perfection. Sometimes it's okay not to focus too much on the imperfections of our actions. There have been times where I've almost completed a build, only to notice that I've actually made a few small mistakes. At that point, I have 2 options. Either I could just ignore the mistakes and continue on and finish the build, or I would have to go back, undo all the progress I've made just to fix a few small cosmetic changes. As a Lego newbie, I noticed I was actually more focused on making sure that everything was right versus actually being present in the moment. There's something incredibly rewarding about seeing a Lego build come together piece by piece. It's a great reminder that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. This sense of accomplishment can be a real motivation booster, which keeps me energized and ready to tackle the rest of my daily to-dos. One of the most important things that LEGO has actually taught me is that every huge LEGO build that I see online or anywhere always starts from a single brick. For example, take this amazing cyberpunk city build. This thing is massive. It's got details up the wazoo. It would be impossible for me to recreate this. But how about I break it down and just focus on one building? Can I recreate that? No? Okay, how about I break it down even further and just create this lamppost? Can I do that? And that's one of the most important things that LEGO has taught me, is that there's these amazing, huge goals, and I can see it in my mind. Because I'm making this thing so much bigger than it needs to be in my head, for example, this YouTube video, I kind of have always procrastinated on it. So I took the advice of every productivity guru out there and broke it down into smaller pieces. In terms of this YouTube video, all I did was spend an hour setting up the lights, setting up the camera, setting up the shot, the mic, everything. What I noticed was in just doing that, I'm nowhere closer to my goal of having this video, done and dusted and edited and live on YouTube. But just by doing those small steps, I actually had a little bit of a dopamine hit. And that kind of helped me to progress on to the next stage, which is, okay, turn on the camera and then read out the script one sentence at a time. And so one of the best things that I've learned from LEGO is that you're gonna have this amazing build at the end of it, but it all just starts from one single brick. When you start out, you have no clue how everything's gonna fit together, but you just trust the process, and I guess in LEGO's case, you just trust the instructions. But once you do, you get something like this. Out of a single brick, one brick at a time, you get this, right? And it was amazing. When I ended the whole project, I've never ever built anything with LEGO before. And so to end up with the final product is super cool. At the end of the day, I want you to think about what's that one big project that you're procrastinating on, or that you're feeling scared to start and you don't know where to even begin. How about you break it down to a single brick? What is a single brick? What's the first thing that you can do, that you could just lay it on the table and do that, and then just think about the next brick and where it fits in correlation to the first brick. And little do you know, by the end of it, however long that may be, a week, a month, a year, however long you give yourself, you're gonna have an end product that you're gonna be proud of. So yeah, that's awesome. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you found this insight into my new hobby helpful and maybe even inspiring. Before you go, if you have any experience either with Legos or with any other hobby that has helped you increase your productivity and focus, I would love to know in the comments below. And who knows, maybe I could even give it a shot and see what happens. So with that, guys, I will catch you in the next video.